think we're in this.
Welcome to the Pantless podcast. And now your hosts, Austin and Travis. Take it away, guys.
Yeah, I can't find my stuff.
Yeah. Hey guys, we're here. We're live.
Working.
Action.
There it goes.
Travis. Action.
Yeah,
Travis,
I'm sorry.
Action. There you go. Action. Yes. Episode 7, and I only knew that because of our intro.
Yeah,
Yay.
sorry about that. My mouse disappeared. I couldn't find it. I couldn't get that off the screen. Hey, how's it going,
Oh,
guys?
my goodness.
Welcome back.
I hope.
Episode 7.
Hello, everyone. Yeah.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know everybody's here because they've subscribed to all of our previous videos, and they hit that notification bell, and that's
Heck
how
yeah.
they know that this episode's going on. So we want to thank all of you for that. And for all of you people in the podcast world, we appreciate you subscribing on whatever podcast you're using. Review us, let us know how bad we suck or how awesome we're doing.
You want to know a
And,
secret?
check us out on YouTube.
You wanna
Check
know
us out on
secret?
YouTube because you can see our faces.
You know a secret?
What's the secret?
I'm subscribed, and I hit that notification.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, if I can
That's
do
what
it,
I'm
you
talking
can do
about.
it.
That is true.
Oh.
Facts.
Yeah. So what's been going on in your world there?
Man,
Awesome.
I don't just living life, man. It's been a
It's been
busy week, a good week.
a busy week, a rough
Productive.
week.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get any. I barely got anything done. I had a rough start to my week, so I just decided not to make. You know, some people are like, oh, you had a bad start. Go ahead and just nowhere but up to go. I decided just to flatline the whole week.
Don't do that. No,
I did.
okay.
I did. I had such a bad Monday morning that I was just like, yep, this week's done. Let's hope next week's better.
Jeez.
So, but
Yeah. It's cool. It's Friday. We made it.
yep, it is.
I guess it's Monday for all of our viewers and listeners, or I don't know. I guess they could be watching us on Friday. That means they've waited a long time to watch us.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I still have not listened to our last episode. So
How dare you?
how can I judge our fans for not listening or watching when I haven't done it?
How dare you? I watched our last episode on YouTube. So
Nice.
After-
I started and then went to dinner and left it on in the background.
how
Yeah.
dare you? How dare you?
Note, I am sipping on some Oklahoma-made whiskey, Red
Nice.
Fork.
Nice.
It is the, I can't remember what they call it. They don't call it barrel proof, but it's from the barrel. I don't know. It's the barrel version. And it is fantastic. So Red Fork, if you're in Oklahoma, try Red Fork's from the barrel whiskey. It is fantastic.
Very, very nice.
Wife decided to, she surprised me today when I got home. She's like, hey, look, I got you something. It's like, ooh, I'm going to try that. Fantastic. So that's my whiskey review for the week. Fantastic. 5 out of 5.
There you go. There you go. I actually came home and slammed back a revolver before I even
Nice.
ate dinner. And then I haven't drank any. I've been drinking water.
You need, you need to
Peppers.
drink water. No, Dr. Pepper.
I already drank some water, so now I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. Cream soda.
Okay.
But
There's this guy on TikTok who just made a really weird TikTok. I think his username's like Mr. Penguin Brown or something like that. But he had like a weird Dr. Pepper video today that I saw. It was okay.
We'll
Just throwing that out there.
We'll just have to link it. We'll have to.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna link it, but if whoever's watching or listening to this, they want to jump in there and look at it, it's interesting. That's for sure. Short, interesting. What are we starting this episode with? There's a lot going on. We've got
a lot
video
to talk
games.
about.
We've got sports. We've got movies. We've
Yeah,
got
we do
music.
have sports. I forgot all about the sports. Cause
This is a this has been a busy week.
It has.
Like, all of our topics are like happening.
And
So,
if I'm not mistaken, next week we'll have a lot more to talk about, because what I'm about to tell you hasn't happened yet. They just announced it today.
but it's going to happen this week.
It's going to happen Wednesday, the 18th.
Holy cow. Oh gosh, I'm so freaking nervous. What is going on?
So we're Central Time. We're U.S. Central.
Yep.
What?
That is correct.
I'm bad with time conversions. It's going to be at 6 a.m. Pacific. 9 a.m.
That's 8 o'clock our time. 8 o'clock our time.
So if you're on Pacific time, it's 6 o'clock a.m. If you're on the East Coast, it's 9. If you're normal folk that live in the Central Time Zone, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Pokemon Presents live presentation Wednesday. They're going to give us more detail.
Nice.
We're going to get more details on the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and they're going to give us more information on Legends Arceus.
All right.
That's all I know.
Is there anything that they could say when talking about the Diamond and Pearl remake that would make you get it? Like, is there something that they said, here's something that's going to be introduced in the game that would make you go, yeah, I'm going to get that? Because I know right now you're not going to get it. You don't plan on getting it. You're just... So there's... Okay.
I mean, probably not, no. Unless they have... I mean, if they had a better, like, way to play multiplayer, which it ain't going to happen, I might.
Okay.
But I don't see it happening. There's another game.
I would think that would happen.
There's another game that's going to be coming out. That's the other part of my news, and I don't know if it really affects you much. I'm not sure how big you are into these games. But I heard today and read a couple articles that Rockstar is working on remakes, remasters, whatever word you want to use, of some of the older Grand Theft Auto games.
Okay.
And they're going to be bringing them up into Unreal Engine. Using Unreal Engine, I don't know which Unreal Engine. I don't know if it's the newest or the mid-gen, but it's gonna be a 3-pack, and they haven't even announced it yet. It just kind of leaked on the internet today.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas in a 3-pack, digital only, releasing on everything.
Nice. Okay, that's cool.
Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and it's coming to the Switch. Be the first.
I dabbled in 3. I played a lot of Vice City.
I played a ton of Vice City.
But I never played at San Andreas. Like, after Vice City, I pretty much just stopped until I jumped in when they did that live version of Grand Theft Online or whatever we played.
Grand Theft Auto Online, Part 5.
After Vice City, that's the only Grand Theft Auto that I played, was that little bit with you guys.
I didn't play 3. So I played the original, like Grand Theft Auto. I had a demo of Grand Theft Auto on my dad's old PC way back in the day. That's back when Grand Theft Auto was top down. You looked at the top of your guy's head, and all the driving was, you looked at the roof of the car, and that's the first time I'd ever played it. But I never played 3. Vice City is the only Grand Theft Auto I have actually played all the way through and beat. The main, not true, because I did beat GTA 5 storyline when it first came out on the 360, like many moons ago. But I played probably about an hour of San Andreas when it originally came out. Wasn't a big fan of the storyline, and just stopped playing. So I didn't play much of San Andreas. That game didn't really lock me in, so I stopped playing. I didn't play 4, and I played a lot of 5. I've played a lot of 5. So, but it'll be the first. I think it's the first time Grand Theft Auto's coming back to a Nintendo. I know it's the first time it'll probably be on a Nintendo console.
Right.
They put Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars on the 3DS. Way back in the day. Like, when I say way back in the day, like...
That was probably
6
a
years
side-scrolling Grand Theft Auto game or something.
No, I will say it was a. I can't actually say I've never
There's
seen.
no
it play.
way it was an actual Grand Theft Auto
It,
game.
it
No way.
Tiny Hammer.
Tiny Hammer. Is that a
Sorry,
song? Tiny Hammer?
I don't know.
Hold me closer, Tiny Hammer.
So
Let me hammer all your tiny nails.
tangent here. My wife bought this shelf that she asked me to put together, right? And I open up this
A very
stupid.
small shelf.
Yeah. No, actually, it's actually a fairly large shelf. It stood taller than me when it was fully built. But it came with the oddest implements to help put this thing together. It came with these weird white gloves.
Nice. Okay.
They're like cloth gloves and a tiny hammer. Like wooden mallet.
Nice.
And the only thing in the instructions that the tiny mallet was for the covers on the very top that cover the holes after you get done building it. And those just popped right in with your fingers. I was sitting here building this thing and I got these gloves on for no purpose or other than they came with the thing. And I was like,
so fancy.
I was fumbling with all the stuff and I couldn't get any. And my wife's like, take those off. I'm like, it came with gloves.
I want to call you Jeeves and ask you to pull around to the front to pick me up.
Like, I feel fancy. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I want you to have a little hat. Little hat. Put it on.
If you disagree with me, I'll just pull out my hammer and threaten you. And you'll still disagree with me and I won't win.
We will call it molnirito, which is Spanish for tiny molnir.
Hey, that's not allowed. We can't be speaking those speak things. So,
do you know we've had more countries that speak Spanish listen to us than English?
I'm okay with that.
We've had 2 Spanish-speaking countries listen to us, and only 1 English-speaking country listen to us.
What English-speaking company?
Think about that.
What English-speaking company was it, or company?
Well, you're not that far off if we want to get into politics. But it's the United States.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which one it was. It was like,
yeah, the U.S. has listened to us, but then we've also had Guatemala and Honduras, which they both speak Spanish. So we've had twice as many Spanish-speaking countries listen to us as English-speaking countries.
You're not turning your VPN on and
No, I'm not. I wish I could.
Logging into Honduras
right?
and listening to
No,
Spotify.
if that was true, if I had access to a VPN that I could change my country, we would be having listenership or viewership from Antarctica. If that's the, like, we'd be like, by now, all 7 continents would have listened to the Pantless podcast.
So, that's the only gaming stuff I had. I will say I did. So we ran into each other completely randomly on accident in town Saturday after we recorded.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And
yes. You find something there?
I went over to GameStop.
Okay.
In that mall that we were at.
What is that? Re-Reckoning? What is that?
Kingdom. I realize it's got a sticker right over the top of the name of the game. It's Kingdom of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. It was a game that originally released on Xbox 360 and PS3, and they remastered the game for Xbox One and PS4. And I never beat the game. I always play through it, and never could quite beat the game. Have you ever heard of an author by the name of R.A. Salvatore?
I don't think so.
He did a lot of D&D books. He did the Legend of Drizzt series that I read quite a bit. He does a lot of like fantasy stuff. He wrote the story. It was co-wrote by him and Todd McFarlane, the guy that did Spawn.
Okay.
They co-wrote the story and made a bunch of the lore for the actual game. So it's very well written. The storyline is quite good. It's kind of rare that you find one of those random one-off games that has good writing like that. which it was supposed to be.
Right.
That was supposed to be like game 1, and then game 2 is supposed to be this big, long, drawn out MMO that furthered the, because this was supposed to build the world, and then they were going to build an MMO, but then I think the company that made the game ran out of money or got sued or had to shut down or something, and THQ Nordic bought out the rights and re-released it about a year ago. And I've been looking for it physically because I didn't want to pay full price for it because I'm cheap. And that GameStop had one copy. I'm like, hey, $19 used. I'll take it. I walk in. He's like, oh, you got my last copy. This is a new game, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put the disc in here. I'm like, wait, that's new? I got it $20 brand new. He's like, yeah. I'm like, even better. So.
Oh my goodness.
So.
Funny.
You want to talk some NFL?
Let's talk. I haven't paid any attention. I don't care about preseason at all. But
I'm just a little miffed. I'm a little bit miffed that Dallas game didn't come on earlier. That it was. I didn't realize it was the late game. Because I could care less about Dallas. It was who they were playing that I wanted to watch. They're playing.
Who did they play?
They're playing Arizona. And Arizona drafted that linebacker from Tulsa in the first round, Zaven Collins.
Yeah.
Zaven Collins. I'm sorry, I said the wrong name earlier when I was telling somebody else about it. But that I heard on the local news he got moved to middle linebacker, which he played outside linebacker in college, in high school. But Arizona moved him to middle linebacker, and I was wanting to watch him play, but. It looked like he wasn't out with the first string. So that's about all I wanted to really. I mean, I watched Washington play last night, and preseason's only broadcasted practices. So, but Chase Young got a pretty good sack, which was called an incomplete pass in the first quarter, like in the third play of the game. Friggin' sacked Cam Newton. Beautiful. But I'm sitting here watching that broadcast last night, and I'm like, why are the two broadcasters really bad at their jobs? And then I realized that the game's on NFL Network, and because it's a preseason game. They don't actually have an actual broadcast team that the network sends. No, they're watching it on the Patriots network, and it's two guys that generally do like the radio stuff for the New England Patriots. So it's the New England Patriot broadcast.
So pretty biased.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Mac Jones throws a pass to the corner of the end zone, and St. Juste, our rookie defensive back, made a beautiful play on the ball, knocked it down, and the two announcers were like, that was a beautiful pass, should have been caught right in the bucket. It was somewhat good defended, but that should have been a touchdown. Beautiful pass. And I'm like, no. But yeah, it was a good looking pass, but it was perfectly defended by the defensive back, and the broadcast totally ignored it. Then right after that, they went to this guy standing in front of this awkward screen talking about New England stupid stuff, and it's like, okay, this is New England broadcast. I'm not listening to these guys anymore, and I just watched. I think I watched.
We would be aligned because I would also be rooting for Washington against a Bill Belichick coached football team.
Yeah.
So tonight or yesterday we would have been on the same side.
I always root for whoever is going to beat Dallas.
No.
But I will say
for whoever is going to play a Bill Belichick coach team.
I want to see Dallas win their first game of the season. I want to see them go 1-0.
Who do they play? Eagles?
I think they open against Tampa.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Because Tom Brady said he would trade 2 rings for an undefeated Super Bowl season to do what the '74 Dolphins did. He wants.
Right.
He said that would end his career. Like that would cap his career if he could have a undefeated. Because I think New England a couple years ago went undefeated in the regular season and lost in like the
A couple years ago.
it was like
This is like a decade ago, bro.
I thought that
It was like 13 or 14 years ago.
no, it wasn't that long ago when they went 17-0. It was like
Bro.
maybe 5 years ago. They did that.
When they got beat by the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
long
like
ago.
that was 2007 or 2008.
Didn't the Giants win their last Super Bowl in 13 or 14?
I don't remember, but I thought that first one with the crazy catch was the one that took the Patriots out of that undefeated, like ultimate undefeated season.
I just don't feel like it was that long ago.
It was. We need to consult with the Google. To figure that
2012.
one out.
2012
2012. Okay.
was when
so-
New York beat New England. The second time, because it was in '08 when they beat them. Because the Giants had beat New England twice in the 2000s in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, crazy.
but the New England was 3-13 that season. So, I can't click on that. So, I thought it was. I didn't think it was that long ago. But no, go back to what I was saying before that argument. We'll just shelf that for now. I think it would be funny that he made all those comments about wanting that perfect season, and Dallas just ends that week 1.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. I would love it.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, all right, Dallas, you did one good thing. Lose the rest of your games. Hey, when are we doing our draft? Let's lock you down as a date.
That's an
here
excellent
on your
question.
recording.
Let's see.
I wanted to do it
I would.
tomorrow night, but I don't know if we'll be able to get everybody
No,
together.
no. Yeah, let's say. Man, there's something. We should do it a week from tonight. Let's do it on Friday, next Friday. Let's make it a live episode. Let's
A recorded.
let's do it. Let's just
Do it while we're recording.
live. Yeah. Or you don't want to make it live? I'm saying let's make it live.
Well, we're in. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to wait for our season finale. So
There's
Yeah.
too much. But we could just go crazy. I mean, this is our show. We can do what we want.
whoa,
We don't have to say, "Oh, we only go live on
Whoa.
the 10th episode."
whoa. That's fair. We can do that.
You'll if you give me some pointers, I can run the live episode and use your little tricks to make things happen
We
while we'll talk about it. Let's run
we'll run the
let's
logistics
talk
later.
let's talk with the league. Yeah, let's talk with the league. See if we can get it for Friday. And if we can get enough people, we'll do it.
How many? All right, sounds good. Let's do that. So
I know Gert said he wants in. I did talk to him one-on-one, and he said he wants in, but he hasn't joined the league yet. And I need to get with him and say, bro,
we need
join the league.
we need 2 more teams. We got 10 total.
Okay. So yeah, we need to make it happen.
All right. So,
So if you want to join the league, the link is in the description. We plan on drafting August 20th, 2021. So if you're watching or listening to this after that, you missed it. If you're watching or listening before that, click the link, join the league if there's spots available. Like I said, we got 2 spots left. And we're going to do it, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock. Join the league. It'll send you an email when it gets scheduled. I really need to do the, I need to record our randomization of our draft order so people know that it's all legit, it's all fair.
Well, even
when I record it, it still gets questioned.
I might have to slip the commish a 20 to make sure I get the draft slot that I want.
What draft slot do you want?
We'll talk about that. I don't want it to be. I don't want there to be evidence that
I want the 4th, and then I hit the button, and then you just pop up as the 4th, and we're like.
So.
Bro. Just say it. It's okay. It's our show. We run it. We run this thing.
I'll edit this part out. I'd like to be the 12th pick.
What? The 12th pick?
I want number 12. I want like 11 or 12. I want 11 I want like at the end. I don't want to draft early in the first.
You want to draft right in the middle, man. You want to be like 7 or 8.
I don't.
7 or 8 is the
I have a strategy. I don't know what my first pick is, but I know what my second pick is, but I don't want somebody picking. I know you guys aren't going to take my second pick in the first round because I know what everybody's going to take in the first round.
Right, yeah, we're definitely not picking Washington's defense first round, so you are safe to just go ahead, go balls to the wall, do it.
I'm not picking, no, because you have to get a quarterback in the first round. You have to get a quarterback in the first round.
I have more faith in our league than that. We do not have a quarterback first round pick league.
You don't think
no way.
You don't.
There's no, I don't think so. We do. I have confidence. I've seen the people that we've got, and there might be 2 quarterbacks picked in the first round.
You think so?
But yeah, I think I have more faith in us. More faith in that.
Okay. Well, I see what you're getting at because I'm looking at just all players in the league, and there's not any quarterbacks at the top of this list. So if there's any players that auto pick on, like
that's true, yeah.
whoever gets first pick, auto picks, they're getting Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook.
Then Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry are the top 3.
Why is Dalvin Cook ahead of Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey?
I don't.
Like, I would have thought those guys, like, I think Christian McCaffrey, I would put him at number 1. Like,
does he get a lot of fantasy
I'm putting this out there in the world. If I have first pick, I'm picking Christian McCaffrey.
There you go.
I'm just putting that out there in the world.
Do it.
If I have second pick and somebody picks Christian McCaffrey ahead of me, I'm picking Derrick Henry. I don't know who Dalvin Cook is. I've never heard that name before. Why is he number 1 overall?
Running back from Minnesota.
Or she. It could be a she. I don't know who this person is. I'm not going to assume their gender.
Running back for Minnesota. He's freaking phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah, he's something else. Dang.
Okay.
I didn't even realize this. Washington's defense isn't even the top fantasy defense. Tampa Bay's is.
Surprise to you.
They're sixth. They're 6th from the. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we have a lot of people. We're gonna have a lot of people in this league that don't know football, don't we?
Well, we're gonna have a few, but not very many. Not very many at all.
Because there's the twins.
The twins. I think they are both savvy. They are savvy.
They're going to be like I was in basketball, not knowing a dang thing about the sport, but playing the numbers to be good at the fantasy side.
Right. I have a feeling, and I don't want to hurt feelings. I don't want to hurt feelings.
I'm going to freaking just stomp all over feelings.
I think the Twins. I think the Twins are going to be competitors.
Yeah.
I think BF. I think he's going to be a competitor.
Who are you talking? Who BF?
BF. Look it up. You'll figure it out. I think BF's going to be a competitor.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And I can tell you from past experience. No, I'm not going to go any further than that. But there's somebody that I have close personal experience
Are the two
in fantasy football with.
Are your two in-laws good at fantasy football? You played with them before?
Yes. One of them has actually won the league before,
Okay.
and the other has had the top regular season team like 4 of the last 5 years. Can't make it out of the first round of the playoffs, but is usually runs undefeated until week 14 or something. So they're both really good.
Remember this at the end of the football season, at the end of our fantasy league. If I finish second in this league, I'm quitting all fantasy sports forever.
No.
If I finish second,
this is supposed to be an annual thing, bruh.
I'm just saying. If I finish second in my 3rd straight fantasy league, and I'm not talking about like overall at the very. I'm like talking if I lose in the championship game in my 3rd straight sport, I'm retiring. And I know second place in all this, second is great. It's not easy. It's not easy to get there.
It is. No, I'm telling you, and this football is going to be the toughest. Like, if you make it to the playoffs, you're a stud because this league is going to be tough. It's not going to be a pushover league. It's going to be 7. There's going to be 7 or 8 teams fighting for a spot in the playoffs.
Well, I guess because even if there's somebody who's not paying attention and not doing anything, they could probably still beat you in a week, couldn't they? Because there's not a.
It happens, but that's super rare.
Well,
I'm going to call you out right now, Chansey.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention, you're going to lose every game. Just throwing that out there. That's like you better do something.
Basketball and hockey, if you don't pay attention, you score 0 points because you play multiple games in a week.
Right.
So your starters, where in football each player plays once a week, so you're almost guaranteed to get points.
Right. As long as they're healthy, you're right.
Yeah.
As long as they're healthy. Yeah, I have seen people who weren't paying attention that had 3 players on bye weeks in their starting lineup.
Yeah.
I've seen them win games against people who were paying attention, trying to actively beat them. But because they drafted well and their players who they had starting were able to score enough points, it compensated for the fact that they had 3 players on bye.
Yeah.
And that is the most frustrating feeling, is when you get beat by a team who is not paying attention and has 3 players on bye, and you get beat. There is nothing in the world more frustrating than that. Nothing. Then you're like, I have Peyton Manning in his prime, and he threw 3 interceptions this game. This person has 3 people on bye, and they beat me.
How?
Nothing more.
No, I'm looking at my fantasy baseball for the first time.
Yeah.
In like months. How have I not got a losing record? How am I still?
Aren't there? There's only 2 teams that have a losing record, right?
It's saying I'm first in our division.
You're in first place?
That's what I'm saying.
It goes back to that football thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 9-8, and the guy behind me is 8-9, and Chansey is 0-17. You're 16-1, and the guy
My only
behind
losses to you, sir.
I beat you for week 1, didn't I?
You did. You beat me week 1. Yep.
And then 10-7 behind you, and 8-9. So I haven't looked at. I forgot we were doing baseball at this point.
Well, guess what? You might win the league. You might win baseball. So what would that do to your if you get second in football? What if you get first place in baseball and then second in football?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the fantasy baseball just confused it. It was stressing me out. I was getting confused. I just kind of then I forgot it even existed. So, but hey, speaking of baseball, did you watch that game last night?
The Field of Dreams game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. I didn't watch the entire thing.
I didn't either.
I went through the 5th inning, and then I saw today I saw the clip from the 9th inning, the final at bat. Goosebumps.
So I was watching in the bottom of the 7th. I think the White Sox were up 7-3, 7-4. It was it looked like it was this game's over. I guess that game came down to the wire. Because I guess the Yankees actually came back and took the lead. And the guy, the relief pitcher who was going to get the save, lost the save, got the win because the White Sox ended up winning. So he's one of the rare. He got his 7th lost save of the season, but his 5th win of the season as well. And the pitcher,
and it sucks.
The starting pitcher.
I had the starting pitcher in my fantasy lineup.
Oh, did
so
you?
I was go Lynn, go, and he kind of flubbed some things up in the 2nd or 3rd inning. But then he performed fairly decent, and I thought he could maybe pull off with the win. But yeah, then that guy ended up blowing the save, and then he didn't get the win because the guy who blew the save ended up getting the win. Okay.
Yeah, it was weird how all that works.
Okay.
So I guess since he lost, even though the starting pitcher, I guess since they were winning when he went off the plate, he still doesn't get a win because the score flipped.
Because the Yankees took the lead after he was no longer pitching. So his came down to a no decision. My guy got a no decision. But even though the guy who was supposed to save the game gave up the lead, but ended up getting the last out, and then that other guy hit that walk-off home run, he blew the save, but got the win.
Imagine if football worked that way. If they had relief quarterbacks.
Oh, gosh.
4th quarter, I'm spent. I can't. All right, guys, bring in the relief quarterback, and quarterback scrolls out on the field. All you got to do is not lose the game.
It's up to the defense, and the defense gets a pick 6 and wins the game. It's okay.
But yeah, no, I was watching the Washington game, and I looked on my phone, and a guy I follow on Twitter, he threw out a tweet about the Field of Dreams game. I'm like, crap, I forgot that was even playing tonight. So I flipped it over, and that's a tiny field.
Yeah, it was small, but man, it was beautiful.
But the cornfields,
beautiful. Yeah,
the cornfield right in the outfield, and just I thought it was a cool thing.
Yeah, there were only 8,000 fans in attendance. 8,000 at a Major League Baseball game. That's crazy.
And you know what? Honestly,
there's more people at a minor league game than that a lot of times.
But in a COVID year, is that really? Do you really need more people than that?
Okay. Man, Texas, they sell out.
Oh,
They
I
sell
know.
out. Their first game, when they opened it up and said full capacity, they sold out the
Oh, I
first
know.
game. People are dying for sports, man. Live sports.
Because COVID doesn't exist in Texas. Texas beat COVID.
They did with all their guns.
Can't say
Their
that.
guns and
You can't
can-do
say
mentality.
that.
You're probably right.
Say that.
We're probably getting canceled on YouTube.
I hope so. I flippin' hope so.
Demonetized.
We're not even
God.
monetized. How can you be
Not yet.
How can you take away something that was never given in the first place? We found a way.
Government. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, you want
If anybody could take something, it's the government.
to talk about this movie?
Retro movie
Let's talk
review.
about the movie.
Hey,
We watched Leon the Professional.
he watched
Well,
Leon the Professional. I did not,
watched it.
because I had
Okay.
nothing
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
troubles. So you sent
If
me
you
the
try to
link.
watch that that YouTube video, I almost had an aneurysm trying to watch that video. It was so. Did you try to watch it? Did you try to watch that YouTube video?
I didn't get anywhere. I clicked it up and it played like a little bit of the intro. Then I'm like, I don't have time to watch this right now. I just wanted to make sure it worked. And I shut it off. I never got past the intro on any of the versions I
Oh my
tried.
goodness! I got through on that YouTube video. Maybe I got through the intro, through some of the first scene, but the way it was edited, it was like the person was trying to give you the movie, but edit it in a way that it wouldn't pull up any red flags. So the audio
Oh.
was off, and it kept like splicing, and you kept seeing repeats. And it's like I thought I was like watching The Ring. Like I thought I was. If I kept watching anymore, it would make me go crazy, and something would come out and kill me because it was going to give me an aneurysm. It was terrible. It was giving
Sounds
me
like
a physical headache. I was done. I was like,
Sounds
nope.
like a good time.
Yeah, but then I like tried so hard to find a way to watch it, and then I finally found one, and it worked for me. But I guess it didn't work for you.
Yeah, I downloaded that Windows app, did the workarounds. That frustrated the crap out of me last night, so I'm like, I'll watch it today. Kicked it on. I don't know what was going on, but it wanted to buffer every 30 seconds. And it wouldn't. And like I've watched movies that wanted to do buffering every so often, and it would go to buffer, and it would just give a quick circle and keep going. No, this would every 30 seconds you'd get a 20 to 30 second buffer. Then you'd go 30 seconds, then buffer 30. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this.
Goodness.
I'm like,
Yeah, that's rough.
I might try to watch it later. I'll give you my thoughts next week. But we'll go ahead and
we'll see. We'll see how after we review it. We'll see. You may choose not to watch it.
we'll see.
And
We'll see.
I don't think anybody would fault you for that. But
What before we get into this, what was your thoughts on this movie?
so before we get into it, it was very interesting. It was another one of those movies where only a couple actors were really good. The actor that played Leon was really good.
He's a good actor.
And,
Gene Reno.
Gary Oldman. He was good. Natalie Portman was not very good. She was actually kind of disappointing. Now, granted, this was her first role. She was 11 and turning 12 in this role, and she was not very good. And it was kind of weird because
her acting style's a little off anyway, even in some of her adult, more like when she was an adult. Almost an adult film. Like, what? No, let's not do that.
Well, here's the thing. My wife started to watch it, and my wife's really into the. She likes to look at like the trivia and the behind the scenes stuff, and likes to. She would be excellent if she cared about this stuff to have on the show because she's like, she's in the back. So after it was all said and done today, I was talking to her about it, and she had looked up the reviews, and she actually said Natalie Portman now hates this movie because of she was 11 or 12 when this movie came out, and she was really, I guess, sexualized in this movie.
Really?
And she was a young girl, and she was constantly trying to seduce Leon, and you have to watch it. And it was but the movie was to the point where the actor who played Leon, to kind of save face from the script, he portrayed his character as he was like on the spectrum, and so he was like slightly autistic, and he said he did that on purpose because he didn't want people to get the idea that he would be sexually interested in a minor.
Yeah.
And so he never did anything like off-putting. It was always Natalie Portman's character that was coming onto him, like being in love with him, and
she wasn't happy that they wrote that into the movie.
And well, now that she's an adult, she looks back on it and is like, that's weird. And then my wife found out that there was an actress in the movie who played a prostitute who was actually, in real life, the actress was married to the director. And the director met her when she was 12 and he was 28, and they got married when she was 15. So then it's like, so if you have that knowledge, and then you look at how they portrayed Natalie Portman's character, you're like, that director might be a little, I don't know.
Little wonky.
Little something. But like I said, there was never anything explicitly bad. It was just, she seemed like a normal girl that was infatuated with this hitman. That happened. Little girls get crushes or whatever. And he never acted on anything. There was never anything weird. But if you know the backstory, you can be like, okay, that director is there's something.
All right, well.
But, the movie was it was pretty good. It was weird. It was a weird movie. Our co-worker, mutual acquaintance that suggested it. I'd be like,
he'd been talking this movie up, massively over the last couple months.
Bro, it's very different. It's very different.
So, 12...
Not a bad movie.
What do you think the critics would give this? 12 critics.
I'm going to say, is this out of 10 or 100?
100. How many times have we done this? Come on, Austin.
Man, I don't remember. It flip-flops. I have a 50-50 shot at getting it right.
Yeah, you do. You're not wrong on that one.
I'm gonna say 65. I think they give it a 65.
You guys heard it here. That's the closest you've ever been. You're not perfect. 64.
Okay.
64.
Oh, 64. Okay. I'll take it.
I almost want to give that to you and be like, yeah, it was a 65.
All right. The Metacritic gave it a
64.
And then
506 users. This is a 10 scale.
Out of 10. This is out of 10. I think it's going to be close. I think users and critics I think it's going to be 6.8. I think it's close. 8.8. Whoa. Okay.
And that's another one of those. That's kind of odd because generally the more people that rate it, the more that score comes down.
Right.
To see 506 people and it still average out to an 8.8 is sometimes can be.
Like I said, it was pretty good. But my thing, I would have given it around a 7 if you gave me a survey. But like I said, there were only really 2 good actors in the whole movie. I mean, the movie was pretty decent, but I don't know that I could have given it much more than a 7.3.
There's like people who are saying
that's interesting.
There's like people in the reviews saying this is their favorite movie of all time.
Wow. Okay.
Just amazing movie. This guy's praising the director, Luke Benson.
Okay.
It's like this guy gave it a 0, which I never agree with giving something a 0, because the movie at least deserves a 1 or 2. No movie. When reviewing something, nothing's a perfect 10, nothing's a perfect 0.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, 100% agreed.
You give it a 10, you're telling me that there is nothing in the world better than it.
Right.
It is perfect. There are no flaws in the movie. So,
Right.
I don't agree with that. To say it's a 0 means that and I've heard it explained in like video game reviews. If you give it a 0, that game better not even boot up. Like when you go to turn it on,
exactly.
if the game doesn't work, it's a 0. If the game
Yeah.
turns on and you get to play the game, it's at least a 1.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I could give this a 0. I could give it a 0 because I couldn't get it to work.
Right. Yeah, and that's what it's tough for me because going back to the video games, there have been a few games, like I'm a Zelda fan, and there have been a few Zelda games when they come out get 10 out of 10s from magazines, and it's like, man, I appreciate that, even though I had nothing to do with the game, but I love it. I think it's a fantastic game, but a 10 out of 10, that's, I don't know, like,
Yeah,
it just seems wrong. Like, yeah, it's a great game. Like, I remember when Ocarina of Time came out, it got like all of the awards, all of the awards for Nintendo 64, like best game ever created in humanity history, and possibly true, but it probably still shouldn't have got a 10 because you're saying it's perfect. You're saying nothing can ever beat it, and I don't know. I agree with you. Yeah, nothing should get a 10. Nothing should get a 0.
Yep. I heard that explained once a while back, and I'm like, that makes sense. Let's go over to Common Sense Media, and where they say it, the professional Leon in parentheses.
Who's our Common Sense Media guy?
Tom Cassidy. Have we had him before?
I don't recognize that name. Tom Cassidy.
Good old Tom. Just call him Tom. For Tam. Action thriller has violence against kids. Strong language. Checkmark age. 16 plus. 4 stars.
Okay. 4, okay.
Parents say age 13 plus 5 stars. Kids say age 12 plus 5 stars.
That's weird. I don't know.
Would you let your kids watch this movie, Austin?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Now, my kids aren't 12 yet, but I don't know. It's a little too weird, especially with a daughter who's like around that same age as Natalie Portman's character. I wouldn't. No, I just wouldn't because it's a little weird.
Positive messages.
I would say.
Come on, Tam.
I would give it a 1. I would give it a 1. I would give it a 1.
This is where Tom's got me confused.
Okay.
Not present, but it's clickable with some words.
Okay.
Mixed messages.
So,
Characters convey friendship, teamwork, and courage, and live by a moral code. But they kill and use violence, often for money. Law enforcement characters are portrayed as crooked. Am I not Englishing properly there? And more morally bankrupt than the film's criminals.
To be fair,
that
happens in real life. Happens in real life.
Does Gary Oldman play a cop?
He's a DEA agent.
Okay.
He's a DEA agent, and he is crooked. He's got his hand in I think it was cocaine. Ooh. But he's got his hand in like the cocaine movement of New York City.
Giving it away. I think I know where we're going with on the final one. All right.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Positive role models and representations.
Once again, I would give it a 1. They'll probably say not present.
Not present with a clickable and a lot of words. It's like if it's not present, don't give me a description. We had this discussion. Exactly. Nothing's a 0. Give it a 1.
Yeah, give it a 1. I mean, sometimes I've seen some movies that are 0s, but then you can't click it. Just be like, just if it's not present, it's not present. If you can click it, it's a 1. Yeah, at least.
Like those movies where it's like consumerism, not present, nothing can be clicked. And it's like, all right. All right, so
Yeah.
positive role models and representations, not present. Hitman Leon kills for money but has a no woman, no kids rule for his targets. Understandable.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is kind to Matilda, a 12-year-old girl in his apartment block, ends up taking her in as a father figure when her family is killed. Matilda smokes and swears, hardened by a tough home life. Her father is a drug dealer who hits his daughter. That's not good. Leon trains her as an assassin to take revenge on her family's killers. Stansfield, a corrupt drug enforcement agent, that's however, is a sadistic killer who uses and sells drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is not a nice movie.
So,
Violence. Violence.
5. Absolutely a 5.
Yeah, I might have to scroll to read this one. God dang.
Yeah, that was 100% a 5.
Graphic violence throughout, including murder, shooting, and explosions caused by grenades and rockets. A knife is held to someone's throat. People have guns pointed at them or held to them. A character badly wounded in a shootout launches grenades strapped to their body, causing a massive explosion that kills both them and another. Violence towards kids. A 4-year-old and teen are killed by corrupt law enforcement agents. A kid is hit by their abusive parent, seen with a black eye and a bloody nose. Thought that was going somewhere else. While standing in the shower, a character stitches up a bloody wound on their chest. A bloody corpse hangs in an elevator. Characters are thrown over stairwell railings, strangled.
Yeah. Now that I'm gonna say, they talk about the grenades. Like I said, the actor who played Leon, he was portraying somebody that was on the autism spectrum, so he really wasn't very comedic, at least not on purpose. But he did have what he called his ring trick, where he would pull the pin of the grenade, and that would be the ring on his finger, and then he would throw the grenade and kill people, and that would be his ring trick. And so it's kind of funny. He's like, "Do you want to see the ring trick?" And they're like, "Oh, you think you're so funny?" And then he would like launch a grenade through a hole in the wall and then blow the guy up. It was funny. It was funny. It was pretty witty. I liked it.
Sex.
Sex. I would give it a 3.
Woohoo!
There's
Spot
not-
on today,
there-
sir. Spot on
Okay, yeah.
today. Except for all the other
There's
ones you
not-
were wrong in. Spot on.
Right.
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
I've only been okay. What
You've
do I
only
got?
been wrong all the other times, but spot on for this one. You've actually been almost like one off on all your guesses,
Yeah,
Which is
including the
still-
scores.
which is still wrong. But you've been
It's
close.
still wrong.
If we were playing horseshoes right now, you would just be destroying everyone. So
Yeah.
3
Or
out of-
hand grenades. If I was
We were
pulling the
playing-
ring trick,
heck yeah,
if we were
just-
playing the ring trick, I'd
you'd be
rocking it.
close as her.
Yeah.
A character grabs his partner's breasts. In a brief scene, they are later disturbed having sex when one of their young children walks in on them. A 12-year-old implies to a stranger that her adult guardian is her lover. She tries to kiss the guardian, asks to lose her virginity to him. He refuses. Character is seen naked from the waist up in the shower.
Okay. It's a dude. He's stitching his wound in the shower.
Whoa, can't see male chest.
Yeah.
Inappropriate.
There was a hole in his chest, so
That's nudity, sir.
that's upper male nudity. You're not wrong.
Language.
This one's a tough one. I think it would get a 4 because it wasn't
You,
like
sir.
super constant.
You, sir. All right, 4 out of 5.
Ooh, yeah, that's 2 in a row.
I think I'm actually gonna cover your ears, children. Frequent language includes fat bastard,
Oh,
effing,
yeah.
ass,
Mm-hmm.
some other words,
That's true.
gee darn it,
Yeah.
an a-hole,
Mm-hmm.
one use of the racial slur. I'm not saying it because I don't think it's a. I don't know. I don't. Am I ignorant on that one?
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, so I'm probably ignorant of it too.
Start. Yeah, it's got two. It's got two racial slurs. One's a Jamaican one, and the other one I've never even heard of.
I didn't even know there's a slur for Jamaicans. Holy cow!
The Jamaican. I'll say it because I don't think.
No, don't say it. Don't say
I can't
it.
even pronounce.
I mean,
it.
we're not monetized, so I mean, it's not like we're gonna get demonetized. But this episode might get pulled down.
Have you ever heard of a word? Did you remember hearing? Just stick with me here. This is not a bad word because I can't even pronounce it. Bumboclat.
No, I don't even remember that word. What is that?
I don't know.
I
would look it up. I would look it up, but I might get put on a list.
Oh, I kind of want to repeat it just because it sounds fun, but I don't want to at the same time because
the racial slurs, your keys go as they hit each other together. Starts with CH.
Okay, so for people of Asian descent in a certain part of Asia,
I guess I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know.
Sure, I guess that's what it's for. Let's move on. This is starting to get kind of edgy.
Yeah, it's awkward. Let's go.
Consumerism. God, that's wow.
I'm gonna say not present.
One.
A one. Okay. What was it?
Madonna poster in an apartment. A character sings one of her songs. Cats stage show logo visible on theater billboard.
Okay.
Don't want people seeing any cats.
Yeah.
I mean, might influence our kids to go see some Broadway shows.
Oh gosh. Uh-oh.
Drinking, drugs, and smoking.
This is a tough one. This one is a tough one. There was some drug usage and there was some drinking, but I only remember. I'm gonna say 3 because I only remember 4 scenes. 4.
4 or 5.
Okay.
Mobster characters and main villain involved in cocaine dealing. Bags of cocaine are shown. Dealers cutting it, rub it into their gums. A kid regularly smokes cigarettes. A character takes an amphetamine-style pill, which affects their behavior. A kid and their adult guardian drink champagne, and the child gets drunk. That's a 5 to me. Just reading that.
Yeah.
As soon as
well, here's the thing. I could see where it would be a 4, because I forgot about her smoking. I forgot about that. But it's really not as bad as it sounds. Like, it's just like super brief flashes. Like, there's drug dealings, and the people are like testing the product real fast, and then it like flashes away. I forgot it. I would give, remembering what you said, I would give it a 4, but a 5, I don't know. I don't know about that.
So, yeah, I don't agree with your some of your reviews there, Tom.
Tom Cassidy.
Not the worst we've done, but
no, yeah, we've definitely had worse. Definitely had worse.
You guys need to shape up on your not presents. If it's a not present, make it not present in your review.
Yeah,
that's my only gripe.
One of these days we should review the most recent movie on Common Sense Media. I know it wouldn't be a retro movie review, but just to see, because these are older movies, so who knows when this movie was reviewed? Can we see that? Can you see when Tom actually reviewed the movie? Because maybe Common Sense Media, maybe they have had the same gripes that we've had, and maybe they've corrected those issues, but because we're watching movies from the 1900s, we don't even know that. We don't know that they've corrected those issues. We've had, 22 years of non-1900 movies to go through, and we don't review them.
Let's see here. I'm trying to see. It doesn't really say. I'm trying to
But
see if there was.
it is definitely it's a very interesting movie. It's definitely not a bad movie. Like I said, I would give it would get a probably a B minus or a C from me. It's definitely worth watching. But it's not one of those ones that if you didn't watch it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It's like, oh, you've got to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, would you think of it as a lot like what I said about the game last week? Was it no 2 weeks ago when we watched the game, where it's one of those movies where I watched it once, I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, I definitely won't watch it
It does not
again.
warrant a second viewing.
Right. I would agree. And I would actually put the game. It'd be
Well,
nice
no,
to rank these movies. Be like, where would you put this? Like, compared to a movie that you've reviewed. One of these days, that's what we need to do. We need to compile all of the movies that we reviewed and rank them
by
on a point system. And I will give them my ranking. You will give them your ranking, and then we'll average them and put them on a list. That'd be cool.
Don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. But
yeah,
because of how that movie was made, I could not enjoy it the same way again.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Because
absolutely agreed.
what I enjoyed, my favorite parts of that movie was the suspense of not knowing what was going to happen, and wow, it had me on edge. I would never get that again because I know the ending.
Right.
I know what's going to happen, so I can't get that kind of adrenaline rush again. So
right.
Now, I did watch a different movie this week.
All right, what did you watch?
Me and the wife went ahead. We watched. Well, we've now watched all three of the Mortal Kombats. So we bought a 3-pack on DVD. I was gonna buy the new Mortal Kombat's out in stores on DVD and Blu-ray, and I was gonna buy it. And then I saw they had for a couple dollars more the trilogy. It came with the '95, the one we reviewed last week.
Yeah.
It came with Annihilation and the newest one. In a 3-disc
wow, the newest
set.
one's already out?
Yeah, it's out. That's what I was saying. It's out.
Wow. That's
so
crazy.
we went ahead and bought that, and we watched Annihilation the other night. Fantastic, loved it.
Yeah.
Then we watched.
I want to watch that again.
We watched the newest Mortal Kombat, the one that just came out. Have you seen it?
Yeah, what do you think about that one? I have. Yeah, I watched that in theaters.
I enjoyed it.
It was good, right?
I liked it.
Good.
My wife was not a fan of it.
Oh, okay.
I think she liked it, but she's not big into the gore.
Oh, okay.
When the winged girl got, her left side removed from her right side by that spinning hat.
Right. Yeah.
She's like, I could tell she was. And then when Jax blew that guy's head up with his hands, she's like, I'm like, yeah, she's not enjoying this. But it was more true to the games.
Right.
Yeah. That and the newer games. What the '95 Mortal Kombat was fairly true to games because the games weren't that graphic.
Right.
So
well,
as
the games were more graphic than the '95 movie.
Well, the first couple Mortal Kombats had blood in them, but they weren't massively gory. They were limited by what they could put in a game in the early '90s.
Right.
They were pulling spines and they were messing people up, but it was 8-bit violence.
Right.
So, but no, thoroughly enjoyed the new Mortal Kombat. I just I thought it was a great movie. I can't wait to see where they're going to go with the next one. I think they're going to make another one.
Is there going to be another one? Is there? Or is that just speculation?
At the very end of this one, whatever the guy's name is, Cole or whatever the crap his name, I don't even know who he was. The main character. He was at the that gym, and he's like, "Hey, you want another fight?" He's like, "No, I've got other things to do. I gotta go find somebody." And it showed that poster of Johnny Cage, and it didn't scroll up to show the full picture of Johnny Cage, so you don't know who's gonna play Cage. But he's going to find Johnny Cage to get ready for the next tournament. So, like, I think
crazy.
Sonya Blade was... they spread out across to go find new fighters. Which I need to look it up. I don't know what character he was. The main kid. The main guy that got that weird kinetic suit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was new to me, too.
But I haven't played a Mortal Kombat in years. I thought he was just going to be Scorpion. I was just waiting for him to put on... I was waiting for him to put the whole Scorpion get up on and him become Scorpion. Never happened.
Right.
Never happened. Scorpion came back from hell.
Right. Yeah, that was actually really interesting. I preferred that Scorpion Sub-Zero story to the original one, where Shao Kahn is just like, they're the worst enemies, but they fight for me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But in this one, it's like, no, Scorpion is not fighting for you. He's actually going to help his descendants stop you because you're evil.
Yeah. All right.
I preferred that.
Important question for you, sir.
Yeah.
What do you want to watch this week?
That's an excellent question. I don't even know what we're going to watch this week.
I have a couple of suggestions.
All right, spit out a couple suggestions.
I'm here on the Netflix.
Okay.
We can go Air Force One.
Air Force One. Is that Harrison Ford? Who's in that one?
Yes, Harrison Ford. Let's look at Harrison Ford, another Gary Oldman, and Glenn Close.
Okay. That one, because it has Gary Oldman, that one already has like a leg up on it. Cause I like it when we do our little scenes. You want
to do Air Force One?
Let's do it. Yeah, I don't want to be persuaded. Yeah, let's do Air Force One.
Okay.
We'll do Air Force One. Another Gary Oldman clip.
I like pulling these off Netflix because it's just so much easier to watch them on Netflix. Ooh. Put in the back of your mind the Karate Kid possibly for next week.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It must have been newly added because I don't remember seeing that one on there. But yes, let's do that. Air Force One.
All right. Air Force One.
See you there. Now, we're going to transition straight into movies. Not movies. Away from movies.
Away from movies.
Way too damn tired for this.
Yes.
Music. So, I've been watching a lot of music reaction videos.
Yeah.
And I watched one of my reaction videos, and they reacted to I guess they were from like the mid 2000s. That group I told you about called Theocracy. I'm probably mispronouncing that. It's kind of a weird name.
That sounds right. Theocracy sounds correct.
They have a song,
how I would pronounce it.
which I'm going to look them up real quick because I don't even know if they're even still around. I think that song was from... I want to say that song was from 2013.
Was it? Okay.
All right, let's pull up. They were founded in 2002, which I was reading a little. Okay, so I was reading a little bit about these guys. the lead singer, it was like a one-man band when it first started. And then he kind of started pulling people together. And they're still around. But that album was from 2011. That's off their As the World Bleeds album from 2011. I think their newest
Okay.
album. I think their newest album is 2016. Yeah, they've only got 3 albums. 08, 011, and 16.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I really started listening to a lot of their stuff, and I love their sound. They sound like they got a Christian undertone in their lyrics. I Am is, you know, you kind of can guess what that song's talking about.
Right.
Super long song, and I warned you about that before you listen to it. That song is like
Yeah.
11 minutes long, and it is all over the place with its styling. Like, it's got some medals. It's got some like some opera style. It's got some Irish, Scottish themes in that song. Like, it couldn't decide what it was in the 11 minutes.
Right.
But what did you think?
I thought it was fantastic. It, once again, maybe being dramatic, but it is quite possibly the best song that I've ever heard.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
It was fun.
You heard
Just
it here.
like I played it. I had my volume turned up. I don't remember what I was listening to, but I was like, oh, I gotta listen to this song. Travis told me to listen to it, and I had like the perfect amount of bass because that opening riff, I was already hooked. I was like, it was just so beautiful. It was just like the way everything worked in my car. It was okay. This is great. And then yeah, the way it just kept mixing it up, and the vocals were fantastic. It sounded like like an '80s hair band
Yeah.
like vocals. Like oh, it was so good. Yeah, it was mind blowing. It definitely. I used to think that Escape the Fates Aftermath was like quite possibly just not that it's my favorite. I'm not saying like it's my favorite song, but I'm saying like in terms of combining to make like the best song. Like if I was like a impartial judge, this probably took over that spot. And
There you go.
my impartial judge came out and was like, "This has so much, and it is so good. It was fantastic." You blew my mind, sir. So
Well, there you go.
Good job. Almost touche. Good job. Whatever.
Wikipedia labels them an American Christian progressive power metal band.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you have listened to it, but have you listened to any of Dragon Force's newest album called Power Metal?
No, I have not listened. Not to my knowledge. I haven't listened to their.
Okay, so the way Dragon Force sounds in their newest album, which came out last year,
Yeah.
these guys sound like new Dragon Force a little bit, and some of the way that they're like not as fast, not as fast paced, but just the way I'm trying to figure out even where I'm going with this. The melodies and just the electric kind of sound, the futuristic sound a little bit, the harmonics a little bit. I enjoyed it. Listened to a ton of that when I wasn't listening to music at work. I also been listening to a lot of Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Over the last few days.
All right.
I don't know why. All of a sudden, I'm like, man, I want to listen to Pearl Jam. So I started listening to their only real full good album. What I consider their only good album front to back is their album 10. Back from, I think, 91, 92.
Wow. All right.
And then
way back.
Yeah, and then their the album they released like a year or two after that, which was, I just forgot the name of that album. It's got the album's got a goat chewing through a fence as the cover art. What was the name of that album? Versus. Name of that album. VS Versus.
All right.
Yeah. Because that Versus has elderly woman behind the counter on a small town on it. Which is
That's the name of a song?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy
I think
cow.
I may have even got the name of that song wrong. I think I missed part of the name.
All right. Goodness.
So, have you been listening? Is that all you listen to? Is what I suggested to you?
No, I've listened to a little bit of. I'm going to a concert in a couple of days, and so I've listened to a little bit of Grayscale, a little bit of The Main, and a little bit of All Time Low.
Alright.
Just kind of getting ready for this concert. They're
Who you
they're
going to
probably
see?
a little bit. They're Grayscale, The Main, and All Time Low.
Oh, okay. That's who you're going to see.
That's what I'm going to see. I've listened to their music. I haven't listened to everything. We found a set list from when they started the concert way back in early August.
They've
And so
been playing
our
ever
playlist-
since. Gosh, these guys run long
Yeah.
sets.
Right, yeah. It's 30 songs. Grayscale singing, I think, 8. The Main is doing... No, Grayscale singing 7, The Main's doing 8, and All Time Low's doing 15.
Gosh, this is a
So-
long concert.
So there's going to be about 30 songs, and today was the first day that I actually popped the playlist on my phone to listen to some of the stuff that I haven't heard. Because I know most of All Time Low stuff. I know a little bit about The Main, but I've never heard Grayscale before. They're pretty good. I'll just say they're pretty good. Lyrically, but their sound, they're pretty good. Their sound, I like their sound.
Where are you getting this playlist from?
Oh goodness, I don't know. There's
Is it?
a website that
Oh.
I found, and I don't know if it's the same one that my wife uses, but there's a website that is specifically for playlists, and so you'll pull up, and it's like got analytics. It's like based on previous concerts, and it's all user data driven, but it's like there's an 80% chance this is their playlist because they play this song 89% of the time, and they play this song 84% of the time, and the computer just uses all those analytics to say this is probably going to be the playlist. Now, my wife might have actually found a website from somebody who said, I was at the first concert, and here was the playlist for every band, So she might have found something, super legit. Mine's more numbers-driven. But, yeah, it's, I'm excited. It's going to be a good show. It's, like I said, it's kind of newer music. It's, 2010 to 2021 music, 2008 to 2021, something like that. So it's gonna be a good time. So I'll see you at work Monday. I might be a little sore. My neck might be a little sore from headbanging. My back might be a little sore from jumping, but I'll be there.
You'll have to message me the name of those bands so I'll remember them and look them up and see if I can find some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you saying them there, I've already forgot the names of the groups.
It's surprising that you haven't heard of at least All Time Low.
I think
it's a pretty big name band. The Main, like I said, The Main is another band that it's not super popular, but in the punk scene, they've been around a while.
I don't listen to a lot. I don't listen to a lot of punk.
Yeah, and that's probably why. And then Grayscale, like I said, I've never heard of them. They're new to me. I don't know how long they've been around, but they're the other band in that grouping, and I like them. I like their sound.
Well,
Yeah, so
there you go.
that's what I've been listening to. Grayscale, The Main, All Time Low. But you for sure, your band, Theocracy, with that song I Am, highly suggest everybody listen to that
And
song. That is so good.
you
It's
can
so
find
good.
them. All three of their albums are on Spotify, and you can. That's how I was listening to them. I was just shuffling.
Nice.
I was just shuffling their three albums because that's the only thing you can do on free Spotify.
Right?
Which Spotify was really has been upsetting me lately. Get your stuff together.
Really?
Even when I'm listening to my podcast, it'll just pause randomly. Like about
Weird.
every 20, 30 minutes. Like when I was listening to Theocracy, it'd play like 2 to 3 songs and then just stop playing. And I'd have to get my phone out, open. And if the app isn't open with my phone closed, if I like closed it, put the app in the background,
Mm-hmm.
it'll play for about 3 minutes and then just pause. It'll be like, nope, not playing. So I'd have to pull the app up, put it on the front, play, lock my phone, and it'll play for about 30 minutes, then pause. Like, you are really upsetting me right now, Spotify.
That's weird. I've never had those issues. I listen to Spotify from time to time, and I've never had that issue. I don't know what that's about. That's weird.
I might have to go in and mess with the app a little bit and figure out what I can do with it. Because, well, and here, and I've noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed, do you have free Spotify or do you pay for it?
No, I just use the free one.
So, if I'm listening to music, I get random ads.
Yeah, that happens
When I'm
a
listening
lot.
to podcasts, no ads.
Correct. Yeah,
I
I've
know
never had an ad during a podcast. That wasn't intended. I've had podcasters, spit their ads, but
all the podcasts I listen to on there, they have sponsors, and they go into
Yeah.
sponsored stuff
Yeah.
all the time. But that's part of the show.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
everybody
like,
listen to our entire catalog of every episode that we've ever put out on Spotify, and let us know if you hear any ads that aren't us. That would be a great experiment.
I hear a lot of
And then-
Anchor ads.
Oh, do you?
A couple of the podcasts I listen to, they throw out stuff on Anchor, and there's something I need you to
Nice.
check on, and you guys
Okay.
can do this the same, and
Yeah.
we'll figure out if we can get this to work. I think this would be a cool part of the show. I guess Anchor allows fans to do a recorded audio message. It's like your voicemail you were talking about.
It's exactly what I'm talking about.
Is that the voicemail you've been talking about?
That is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, because
I was like, we've only mentioned it like 8 times.
I thought that was something else because they don't call it a voicemail in Anchor. It's just a recorded video
Oh, okay.
message through the Anchor website. Okay, I'm an
Okay.
idiot. We are on the same page, different book,
Yeah.
or we're
Yeah.
in a different
Yeah,
book,
that's the
same
thing.
page. One of the two.
Yeah. Click the link. You can leave a message that we can hear your voice.
Hey,
We could throw it up on our show.
we will play it. We will listen to your audio recording.
Yeah, and we'll put
Hey,
it
At this point,
first.
At this point, we'll probably let them build up, and we'll play them in our live episodes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And you can be
Let them build, or we'll, depending on it. This is our show. We do what we want, but maybe we'll play it, and we'll play it the next episode that we actually catch it. But then we'll also play it in our live episode.
Yeah.
How's that?
heck yeah.
We might hear you twice. We might,
I mean, he's
it's
gonna
our
listen
world.
to
You just live in it.
He's gonna be so happy that whoever leaves the
Yeah.
first one, he's gonna listen to it over and over and over.
Holy crap! Yeah,
So just
yeah.
make fun of him in the first one you do, and just
Yeah. And here's the thing. We used to be around 50-50. We really need our female listenership up. We are in our podcast, we are now 96% male listenership and only 4% female. We have 0% non-binary and 0% non-specified. And 72% of our listeners are 28 to 34 years old. So, Uh, we want some of those older women listening to us. I have no idea why they would listen to us, but
Yeah, that makes zero sense why that would even happen.
tell your mom to listen to us. We want to be more balanced. This makes us look like bad people. So,
We're not bad people, Austin.
we're not. We're not. But
Horses are bad people.
horses make terrible people.
Horses do make terrible
Have
people.
you ever seen a horse like donate $1 million to anybody?
No.
No. You see my dog in the corner of this camera. You see that?
So you want me to tell you, did you watch that? Did you watch that short video I sent you this morning? Oh no, you did.
Which one?
You made a comment about.
Oh
that.
yeah.
If I weighed 99 pounds and ate a pound worth of nachos, would I be 1% nacho?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I would have to be 2.5 pounds. I would have to eat 2.5 pounds of nachos to be 1% nacho. So.
God dang. You don't know how much I want to.
I want to, man. Like, give me 2.5 pounds of something. I don't care. Steak. That would be awesome.
Would that mean I would have to get up to 190, 198 and eat 2 pounds of nachos to be 1% nacho?
Yeah.
Is that math correct?
Yeah, that math writes.
Okay.
That math writes.
So.
Gosh, we are not geologists. We don't.
Oh, God dang it. Got me all sorts of. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
goodness.
I need something.
Alright, what's up?
Oh, I'm watching a movie tomorrow. They dropped those on Netflix.
What are you watching tomorrow?
Holy crap, they just dropped. So there's a anime that I just absolutely love watching, and it was around during my childhood, and they made live action variants of these movies, and they were phenomenal. It's an anime called Rurouni Kenshin. He was a samurai. And they made 3 live action movies that followed loosely the anime. And me and the wife watched all 3, and then they were supposed to be making the beginning movie that explained his past, and then the final, which ends the series. They dropped those on Netflix. Like, had to have been like with it this week, because they weren't there last time we were. Like, me and the wife will probably be watching these here this weekend, because I didn't even know they were here.
Did we determine what's our next movie? Have we said?
Yeah, we talked about that like 2 minutes ago.
What was it going to be?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what our next movie is going to be.
Hold on. Air Force One.
Air Force One. Oh my goodness, you're going to have to text me, because
Yeah.
that came out of left field. Okay.
Dude, I just scrolled
Air Force One.
Netflix, man.
Yeah.
And that's how I just found this. I'm like, God dang.
Gary Oldman and Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Got it.
And some other guy. Some other people. There's more than just 2 people in the movie.
Yeah. But I like the fact, because we can definitely, the movie after that can be a Harrison Ford movie. And there's so many Harrison Ford movies out there.
So many good
It
ones.
wouldn't even
Yeah.
be that hard. Yeah, there's a bunch. So that wouldn't be difficult to find.
So if you're this far and you like to watch anime, look on Netflix and watch Rurouni Kenshin. Not sure if they're in English. They may be subtitled. I didn't actually look at that. I think the first one I think the original 3 were in English. But these may not be translated yet.
Maybe not.
I'm still gonna watch them.
Do it. I dare you.
You should watch them, Austin.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin. Yep.
It's a series, or it's only movies?
So the anime was a series. They ran like
Okay.
90 some episodes. But the
Okay.
live action is 3 movies to tell the bulk of the story, but it's actually 5 movies now. There's the beginning,
Okay.
3 middle movies, and then the end, the final.
Hmm.
Really good. So, well, I think that's going to end us.
Yeah.
Ugh. We had a lot to talk about tonight. We went a little
That was a
long.
lot. How? Maybe too long.
We're about
We'll
we're
figure
about,
that one out.
We're about 30 minutes over what we normally record.
Oh goodness. All right. So yeah, let's call it, because
So,
if this is more than an hour and a half, I'm gonna struggle to get it in podcast format.
we'll figure something out there.
All right, peeps.
Nope.
This was a good time. This was fun. There's so much, and that's just how it's gonna be. We're ramping into football season. We probably won't get a whole bunch of video game news all the time, but it was the perfect storm. There was just so much. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Check us out.
Like, comment, subscribe, or
Absolutely.
Hey, do one of the 3. One of the 3. And I'll be happy. So,
Absolutely.
Austin, I'll see you later.